Okay, hello everyone. We are so excited for tonight's team call. If you have teammates who are not on this call, text them right now. Let them know like you're missing out on some great information on how to follow up. We're going to be celebrating some promotions, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the reboot as well that we've been doing. So I want to kick it off with a update on the reboot. So for those of you, I know some of you guys are on the Deliciously Simple team and your reboot, your jumpstart's still going. Our reboot is ending this week for the rest of the team. And I just want to make sure that if you are doing the reboot and you have clients doing it, that you guys check in with your clients this week. This is a really critical time to help them finish well, to get great information. It's a time to ask for their results and for their experience. We want as many people as possible to share a before and after picture. It could be of their skin, it could be of their body, it could be in regular clothes, workout clothes, bathing suit, like whatever they're comfortable with. They can chop out their head, they can blur out their face, but we know that it's really powerful for them to see their before and after and just to see the change. It could be skin tone, it could be less bloating, you know, there's a lot of ways to see change. And so we want to help them do that and let your clients know that if they post their before and after, they're going to get more entries into our grand prize that we're announcing on Thursday. We're going to announce it to the group on Thursday. So stay tuned. Once we announce it, you're going to want to text your customers that are doing it and let them know, like, hey, this is the grand prize. Make sure you take your before and after picture. And they can also get entries for doing the weekly tracker Google form. So just know that. And I wanted to encourage you guys, like we need to walk the walk, right? We want you guys to continue posting your reboot food, your snacks, your workouts, your mindfulness, and keep posting those in the group, but also take them outside of the group to your Facebook posts, to your Instagram stories, because we want people who aren't in our group, in our community, to want to know what we're doing, to see our amazing food, to learn about mindfulness and want to get in on upcoming challenges and things that we offer. And so we just want to ask that you lead by example, that you also share your results, take a before and after picture or an after picture, even if you didn't take it before, take an after picture, and share your results within the group as well and how you see fit within social media. So that's just a quick update on the reboot and some tips to help you make it really successful for yourself and for your clients. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do some celebrations. This is like my favorite part of the evening because we get to be here, we see each other's faces, we get to celebrate. So I'm not sure if everyone that we're celebrating is on, but we're still gonna give them a high five and virtually and do some celebrating. So we're going to celebrate our Partner Pluses. These are people who've made Partner Plus between last Tuesday and this Tuesday, so in the last week. And the first one we have is Christina Zinke, and she is one of my new teammates out in California. She has been on Juice Plus as a customer, came on board, and is just super excited to be her own customer. Like we talked about on the Abundant Health, she's been sharing the Tower Garden, and she's really excited to continue sharing the products with others. So yay, Christine, so excited for you. It's such a great thing to get that $50 bonus and to start earning commissions for life. I mean, we want every person that becomes a member to at least get Partner Plus because they're going to maximize, their earnings and the return with a little bit of effort. Okay, our next person is Michelle Glick, sponsored by Sammy Davis. I see Sammy on. She was on here. Maybe she just jumped off, but yay, Michelle, it's so exciting. I don't know her story, but that is super exciting. I know that she is new. She signed up within the Business Blitz, I believe, and so, she's coming in within the deadline of what we have, which is on Friday, May 22nd, is that come join us Blitz. If you join during the Blitz, you need to make Partner Plus or the QSC during that window. So yay, Michelle. She was promoted and shared on the team page as well. And then we have Hilda Hernandez, who is sponsored by Jenny Cajotas. And I think Hilda was on here. Oh, yay! Congratulations! You're like right in the center of my screen. My hands were in the way. Yay!
Thank you.
So excited. Do you want to share a minute or two on just like kind of your journey to get this
Yes,
promotion?
I'm very excited. I never thought that I could sell anything, but like I was excited and I like everybody shares. I think I decided to join because I love eating well, and I often talk to all of my friends and coworkers about how they should be eating and putting more veggies and fruits into their everyday. So when I start the Juice Plus for my daughter, and then I said, well, if I'm gonna get it for my daughter, I might as well start it for me and my son. And just seeing the results after a month, I was just happy to join this group. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Of course, I keep telling Jenny that I get nervous because I have never done this, but then when I think really about just sharing my story and sharing how good we are feeling, then it gets easier. So
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. We're so proud of you. And it's, so
thank you.
awesome to
Thank
get
you.
out of your comfort zone. And, we share because we're trying to just earn a paycheck. Yeah, that's part of it. But we share because we've had an experience or we get this product. It just makes sense. Everyone needs fruits and vegetables. And you are just being brave. And
Yes.
you're just doing your part. And that's what I always say, like, just do the next right thing. Share with the next right person. I've been watching Frozen too much. Just do the next right thing. And that means sharing with the next person. And everyone's
Thank you.
not going to get it, but some people will. And that's really exciting. And that's what it's about. It's not about the people who say no. It's about the people who say yes, and
Yes.
how you change their life and how you change their health. So yeah, so we're cheering you on. Thank you for sharing. That's
Yes.
super exciting.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, okay. So next we're going to quickly talk about what's coming up next week. We have the Abundant Health Talk, our last one for May, and we may change things up a little bit in June. We're still kind of talking about that. But our last one for May is next Tuesday, 8 o'clock Central. This is going to be led by our teammate Jen Reiser. And this call is really awesome for prospects that you've shared some about Juice Plus with, or they've watched one video, or you've told them in person about your story a little bit, or you've told them your story, or they've seen your post. So they know kind of what you're doing, and they know a little bit, tiny bit about Juice Plus. This is a way for them to get more in-depth information. It's also great for prospects who are on the fence. Maybe you shared a lot of information and they're just kind of like in limbo. Getting them on this call is going to give them the third party validation to help them move forward and say, wow, like Casey and Catherine and Lindsay, like all these people are having great testimonies. Like, I want to try this too. I understand it more. And then it's also great for your new customers to help them build belief. I had 2 customers on it tonight. And they're not actually new customers, but it's great for old customers too. These are 2 people that have been on the products for at least a year or more. And I want them to see how they can be their own customer and learn about the business in a really gentle way. And that's why I invited them on the Abundant Health Talk tonight. So brand new customers, it's going to build their belief and give them education. Older customers, it's going to continue to build their belief and help them see how they can pay it forward and get that income back. So that's next week. And then we also have the customer care process. We're so excited about this. This is like, long time coming. We've done iterations of it, but I'm really excited about this because it's going to be a process that we're all going to be able to use. It's going to be streamlined. It's going to be available in our Facebook units section. And it's really the brainchild of Christina Fisher and Emily Fitzgerald. And they've really put a lot of heart, work, soul, effort into making this awesome. And I've looked at it. I've already been using pieces of it. And so I'm excited for you guys to get to see that next week. So Christina's going to lead that, and you'll want to come and tune in and make sure your teammates tune in next week. So now, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Casey Elmore, and she's going to share it with us how we can up our follow-up game, right? We always know that fortune is in the follow-up. And if we can follow up well and we can follow up often, we can get more yeses. So Casey, take it away.
Thank you. Well, thanks everybody who was able to make it to the Abundant Health Talk. It was so fun. It was my first and I just loved it so much. So if you haven't hosted your own, I highly encourage you to host your own, get with your business buddy and do one together. It's just so fun. Okay, so moving on and talking about follow-up. So I recently was on a coaching call and I was very humbled about my follow-up. And I say that because the reality is that no matter where you are in your business, there's going to be some fumbling and falling, and no one's ever perfect. I just want to share that with you guys. Like, no matter where you are in your business, there's always room for growth. And so for me, it was in follow-up, and I really had to kind of take a step back and look at what my follow-up routine was. And it started with my daily method of operation. And for me, I was finding that my daily method of operation wasn't working. So if you look at your follow up and you're finding that you're not following up with at least 5 to 10 people potentially a week, then you might want to reconsider what your DMO looks like. Now, if you're new to the business and you're just sharing some new conversations, maybe that 5 to 10 isn't ideal. Maybe it's more like 1 to 5. But if you aren't finding you hitting those kind of notes, then I re-encourage you to consider your DMO. Mine wasn't working. And so the coaching cue that I got, and I think it is brilliant. I think everybody should do it. You do you, but this is what I think will up your game, is that instead of creating a specific number that you're trying to achieve every week of follow-up, commit to a timer. And what I mean by that, so for me, and what it looks like is 15 minutes. I do this, some days it looks like 5 days a week, some days it looks like 3 days a week. It just depends on what my week looks like. I commit to it at the beginning of the week. And then once that time frame comes, right, I put it in my calendar, literally on my phone. I go to my calendar and I share my calendar with my husband, and he knows when that time is coming up. We have a 30-minute reminder. It's going to come up. And when that time comes, I'm on my laptop and I've got my 15 minutes to get started. And truly what it is, I just start a timer and I use our follow-up protocol. Now, our follow-up protocol is in the units. It's under becoming an ambassador. So it's in unit 2. So you can check out that script there. I won't go into it. There's a couple of great follow-ups, and that has been super helpful for me. Okay, I take those 15 minutes, I use those follow-ups. In the last 2 weeks, I have followed up with 71 people. That was insane to me that I followed up with that many people. And I've been really crazy the last couple weeks. So 71 was like a big win for me. And I realized previously that I actually was having a 30 a week follow-up goal, which would have only meant I would have only followed up with 60 people if I met that goal the last 2 weeks. And so this timer really allowed me to go above and beyond. And it also didn't make me feel anxious. Anybody feel constricted when they have a goal and they're like, I don't know when I'm going to fit this in? And so for me, I thought following up with 30 people sometimes was constricting, and I just wouldn't do it. I would find myself in analysis paralysis, and I just wouldn't do the activity. So that 15-minute timer really gave me permission to jump into I use Google Sheets. Some people like to use Teamsy. Some people like to use a notebook and pen, whatever your jam is. I used it to follow up with people that I had not followed up with in the last 30, 60, and sometimes 4 months ago, if I'm being honest. So again, there's always room for growth. Okay. And I used a combination of the scripts available. So the 4-day follow-up, the update and deflect, and just a general follow-up like, hey, I know they were supposed to watch a video in the last week, and I was following up with that. So that was my start. That was my DMO. Okay. 15 minutes. Then I had another coaching call, and I said, hey, I'm a little frustrated. I feel like I'm doing these follow-ups. I'm really excited about it. I've been consistent, but I'm not exactly getting the traction now. I will say that this is me having high hopes that in my follow-up, I've had a customer who canceled, reorder, not only for herself, but ordered for her daughter this time. I also had a follow-up with a conversation that someone was like, I want to join the business. I want to start on the product, and we're going to have another conversation at the end of May. Another girl that we have a scheduled call now for next week to start talking about the business to get her started. So that I think is pretty awesome. But I came to this conversation of just saying, hey, I was kind of frustrated with follow-up. I thought I'd have more with the amount of follow-ups, 71 follow-ups I had. And the coaching that I'd gotten was, what about going to your social media? So I'm going to talk a little bit about attraction social media. You've got your stories, on Facebook or Instagram, and you've got your posts on Facebook or Instagram. Of my posts that were about my business, about my lifestyle, about inspiration, products, health stuff, how many of those have I gone to and followed up with? And I was like, what? I don't even know what that means. And the idea is simply building rapport with the people that are already following your journey. So what that means is that people that are watching your stories, and when I say watching your stories, I really encourage you. So when you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook and you go to your stories, you can actually click views and you can see who's watching your story, but not only watching that one, but watch who's watching it all the way through. Okay, because some people watch the first one and they'll just stop, and that's fine. They're disqualifying themselves. They don't need your time, so you just move on. But ultimately, with your stories that are liking your posts or commenting on your posts or loving on your posts, sending them a simple follow-up message like this. And I'm actually going to copy it and paste it into our chat box. And it's going to just look like this. Hey, Jordan, how are you? I noticed your support on some of my posts, and I just wanted to say thanks for following our journey. And I actually usually put a heart emoji. I don't know why I didn't show up there. That's my personality. You make it your own. But it was just a way for me to connect with people that were following my journey. Guys, my coaching call was earlier today. I sent that message out this morning to, I think, about 30 people. 17 people messaged me back. I was like, what just happened? Not only did I, because I just followed up and thanked them for following my journey, but it's opened up multiple product and conversations just because I was asking them how they're doing. And they said they were so inspired. And I said, well, what's inspired you? And they just shared a little bit more. I just asked questions. And so I'm now in conversation with tons of people that I wouldn't have been previously because they've qualified themselves. And when I say qualified, that means it kind of like taken a step into my social media, my attraction protocol. And they've basically said, yes, I like your stuff. I want to follow. You inspire me. And so they've qualified themselves for me to follow up with them. And so I have some homework now, okay? Because I'm so jazzed up, that amount of people that have followed up. So I think two things kind of taking this away. One, consider using a timer to follow up, whether it's 3 days a week or 5 days a week, consider that timer for your follow-up protocol going forward. I think it's powerful. I think it's a no-brainer. It's an easy way to be consistent with your follow-up. Second, now the homework is going to be, I'm going to play some music, and you're going to do one of two things. So either you're going to go to a recent story you did in the last 24 hours, of course, or a recent Facebook post around. So you're going to go to your Facebook and you're going to scroll and look at a recent lifestyle post or a health post, and you're going to get out your list or a pen and paper, however you, keep track, and you're going to put those people names down on that list. Okay. Or you can do it a secondary way, which is how I did it today. If you don't want to take the time to do the list, I copy and pasted that message. And as soon as I saw them, if I'm doing it on my laptop or on my phone, I literally just clicked to message them and just paste, go to the next one, paste. I just literally went over and over, and that's how I was able to reach so many people. Okay. So that's either what you're doing right now as I play music, and you're going to send this follow-up message. Hey, Jordan, how are you? I noticed your support on some of my posts, and I just wanted to say thanks so much for following our journey. Or if you aren't heavy into social media, that's okay. Your homework now is to go to our albums on our team pages, okay? And in our albums, there is so much social media stuff. We've got stories that are super easy to go copy and paste kind of options. Now, some of the posts and the pictures aren't going to say like Juice Plus. They're very inspire. We're talking attraction. Stories and posts are a little different, but I'll just say posts should never scream Juice Plus. They should never say, because they stay on your wall forever. Stories go away. Posts are there forever. So they should never say, buy Juice Plus for me. Don't be sneaky and try to say like #JP. That's not cute either. Okay. We're not trying to be spammy here. Don't put your link. Okay. So go into those albums, and I want you to find something, and I want you to post. You're going to have 6 minutes, because that's how much time we have left in our team call. And I'm going to play some music, and that's what you're going to do. Also, I'll just kind of add, there's a Facebook group. It's called JP Social Media Story Share. I will also copy that into the chat box that I really encourage you to go join. There's a lot of great content in there. Everybody Juice Plus wide goes in and shares, and there's some great stuff. So that being said, I am going
Quick
to,
question for you.
Yeah.
When you're sending out those messages on your timer or doing this exercise, if someone pops back a response, do you stop what you're doing and respond, or do you just keep going with outreaches and then have another time to respond later?
you're in follow-up mode. So you are following up on old messages that you have not gotten back to. So new conversations you wait on. And what I do personally is that once I've gone through my list and I put them on my list, I will put the date that I've reached out to them. And if I have, typically what I do is I have my follow-up session of 15 minutes, and then I have my outreach session. And if I have someone in my inbox that's responded, I will use part of my outreach 15 minutes, because I also do 15 minutes of outreach also. Actually, sometimes I'll do 2 15-minute segments with like a couple minutes. I'll like go get a drink. I'll kind of shake it out, and I'll go back and I'll do another 15 minutes. So that's when I would go back to someone who had reached out to me. I want to make sure I go through my timer time, because this is your time for your business. You never know what that conversation is going to do. You don't want it to take away from that follow-up time.
Got it. Perfect.
All right, I'm going to play some musica. You guys go do your thing. I'll post also, just as a reminder, what we're doing.